Welcome to the Super Bowl Sunday edition of Southern Maryland Sports Journal. I'm your host, Travis Thomas, and we're here at the Knights of the Round Table with the other Knights, Southern Maryland newspapers, James McCray to my right, and my man Dallas Kogel on the end.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, welcome back to the show. And we're not here to start no trouble. We're just here to do the Super Bowl shuffle. Welcome back, gentlemen.
Do we do this right here?
I can't dance.
Can you be the fridge?
I can't dance. I can two-step.
He totally has a
Jim
body in the
McMahon.
fridge.
Before we get to the prediction of the game, let's talk some Redskins, okay? Lots happened since we've last had a show together, gentlemen. Mike Shanahan, gone, shown the door. Jay Gruden in as new head coach. James, let's start with you, the resident Redskin fan here at the Knights of the Round Table. What are your thoughts on Jay Gruden's hire?
I like it. I like the fact that we have a guy in place. We spoke a little bit earlier off camera, but as far as the Redskins fans go, everybody wants to have a reaction that's knee-jerk. They want to have a knee-jerk reaction. I say just give them some time, let him get a season under his belt. I told you, the fans that hate him a year from now, when he wins 13 games, they'll love him. And then the fans who love him a year from now, when he loses 13 games, they'll hate him. So let's just relax, take a breath, and just let's see what he does.
If he loses 13 games, I got news for you. That's going to be a one-year tenure for that guy. Dallas, what about you? Where do you fall in the Jay Gruden hire? Good move or bad move?
Just to get it out there, I am a Cowboy fan, but I'm very objective on this. I think it's a quality move, a solid move. Maybe quality's a little strong. Dan Snyder's been prone to hiring the big names, Marty Schottenheimer, Steve Spurrier, Joe Gibbs for his second go-round, and then, of course, Mike Shanahan. And what we see is this time he kind of has the best of both worlds, right? Not the big name, and everyone's like, yeah, he's not just going after a name, although the Gruden name is a big name. So kind of a hodgepodge of big name, big family name, with a guy who maybe can learn, who's very young and can, some people say, can relate to today's younger players. I think Jay Gruden, if you look what he did in Cincinnati, they had the #1 red zone offense in the league this past year. And Andy Dalton took a number of strides. I know Andy Dalton didn't play so well in the playoff game, but the regular season was solid. So Jay Gruden is quarterback friendly. He was. I was doing some research. I didn't even realize this. I don't know if you guys know this. He's an AFL legend, Arena Football League legend. He's in the Hall of Fame. But he was more of a pocket passer. He worked well with Andy Dalton as a pocket passer. So even though he's excited to work with RG3, the key is going to be, can he take RG3's talents and blend them in with what works in the NFL and kind of get that best of both worlds with RG3? Because we see if RG3 is running too much, which he wants RG3 to run and use his legs, it opens RG3 up for injury and then it could hamper the development. As far as defense goes, that's still
Jim Haslett is
with.
Still there. Are you kidding me? Jim Haslett should have been fired before Mike Shanahan.
Yeah.
What scares me about the move, Dallas, is it seems as though Dan Snyder is taking a step back to his old ways of taking away power from the football guys. I know Shanahan didn't work out. You gave him 4 years. But Jay Gruden, to me, seems almost like your boy there in Dallas. Is he a leader of men? And that's what we've seen from Jason Garrett. And I don't think he is. But Jerry Jones is running the show. I think Snyder's getting very close to walking that tightrope of Jerry Jones territory.
But he's not
and
there.
ain't nobody got time for that. We don't want Jerry Jones
but
here.
He's not there
keep in
yet.
mind, Jerry Jones and the Cowboys are held to a much even higher standard. They are 500 since the 1996 season,
Fair enough.
which isn't great for us Cowboy fans. But the Redskins are 30 games under 500 since 99. So Snyder's considerably down. I will say this real quick on Snyder and Jerry Jones. Sometimes they look bad based on what you just said. If their teams, the Cowboys haven't won a lot of close games in the Jason Garrett era. So if they win those, all of a sudden this looks like a brilliant hire. And some of them have been chokes, and some of them have been, Jason Garrett not coming through with some play calling. If Jay Gruden comes through and starts winning some close games that the Redskins have lost, all of a sudden it'll look like, well, Jay Gruden's running the show.
Exactly.
Let's talk about two teams that are still playing. Let's get away from Dallas and Washington. And let's get to two teams that are still playing. Denver and Seattle in the Super Bowl. First, really quickly, we're not meteorologists, so I don't want to go into it. Super Bowl forecast is Snowmageddon. Are we even going to get this game, James? I mean, why is a Super Bowl at MetLife Stadium? Are you kidding me?
An outdoor stadium at that, not a dome, in New York in February. Who was the genius who had that idea?
Yeah.
I hope Super Bowl Sunday is a logistical nightmare for the NFL. I hope it snows 5 feet of snow. I hope fights get canceled. I hope the game gets moved. I hope the NFL realizes how stupid of an idea this was. It makes no sense to play football in 20 degrees weather, to play the championship game in 20-degree weather with snow forecast in New York. I just hope it's a logistical nightmare all the way around.
You know what? That was a strong point. I mean, now we've talked about his Redskins. Remember last time we were talking about some of those politically correct things? Yeah. He came through strong on the weather with the MetLife Stadium. I like that. I'm going to take a little bit of a contrarian view, as much as I love and respect Trey, who I think does a great job with this. I don't know that this will be the big disaster that people think because, number one, both teams do have to play in the elements. I know snow could come, but you know what? This NFL, everything they seem to do seems to strike big ratings. So if it's snowing or the weather forecast isn't ripe, I think people in our change-oriented society are going to be like, man, this could be fun to watch. This adds an element. Even though it could maybe hamper the overall product of the game, it adds an element. And it's coming on a year after. Remember last year in a controlled weather environment and the used to be called the Superdome down in New Orleans, the electricity went out. Yeah. So if anything, the NFL is going to say if the electricity doesn't go out here in New York, last year is when we had the logistical issue. That
blame Beyonce for that.
Yeah, we should.
Exactly.
Beyonce's always behind it. Her and her Pepsi commercials, right?
Hey, by the way, big fan of Beyonce. If you're watching, I know you watch Southern
That's a shot. I would
you
never
do
have thought that.
Excellent job, Beyonce.
Yeah, he loves her work.
As for the game, point blank, we don't have a lot of time left. Give me a score and a Super Bowl MVP. James, you set it off.
I love the Legion of Boom. I was born in Seattle, but I'm going to go Denver 27, Seattle 20. MVP, storybook ending. Who else but Peyton Manning? It's what the NFL does. It's what's going to happen. Peyton Manning is your Super Bowl MVP. 27-20, Denver.
Wow.
Now, I put this on my Facebook page last week right after the championship games. I've got 30-27 in overtime. Seattle wins. Couple real quick things. Number one, you got the best defense in Seattle versus the best offense in Denver. Usually defense prevails in these games, I think, when you look back over the recent history of the NFL and the Super Bowl, because you have 2 weeks to prepare for that offense. And when you look, I think since 1999 or 2000, the better defensive team has won the Super Bowl. You even look at Peyton, his only ring, his Colts were playing amazing defense during that playoff run in 06, even a little bit better than the Bears were in that playoff run. So the better defensive team, going back to the last time I thought the better offensive team won, or the lesser defensive team one was the Rams over the Titans, and that was a 1 yard away from being overtime. Another thing I like about the Seattle team, and here's my MVP, Marshawn Lynch. I don't know that Denver has seen a physical running back quite like Marshawn Lynch. I think he will be Russell Wilson's best friend. I do think the defense will make enough plays, and we've seen a different quarterback win the Super Bowl every year since Peyton won his only one outside of Eli Manning, who's won two.
Dallas taking Seattle in a close one. James taking Denver in a close one. I'm going old school Super Bowl. I think the Denver Broncos are going to blow out Seattle.
Blow out.
I think the refs will play a bigger role than people think in this game. I think the refs will call all that physical play that Seattle does tight, setting up Peyton Manning to absolutely silence all his doubters, win in the cold, win in a big game, and then he's going to sell you Papa John's pizzas all night. Denver in a blowout. Let's go 27-13. Convincing.
Real quick question for you,
27-13, Denver.
Who's the MVP, Peyton or Ed Hockley, since the referees are going to play a key role?
Ed Hockley will be the unnamed MVP. Peyton Manning, MVP.
I don't even know if Ed Hockley's doing the game, but everyone knows his name as a ref.
Gentlemen, I appreciate you guys coming back to the show. Although these two gentlemen are good-looking guys, right?
I try.
Who can be cuter than Tiger Den from Leonardtown's Cub Scout Pack 420 to take out the show? What do you guys think? Boys, take it away.
Thank you for watching Channel 10.
That was perfect.
Perfect.
Great.
Wow. Yes.
Changing times brings changing needs. That's why, for your convenience, Booth's Heating and Air have extended their service hours to 10 hours a day, Monday through Saturday, at regular service rates. Through rigorous training classes and courteous business practices, Booth's technicians always go above and beyond to provide you with award-winning customer service that you can trust. Booth's Heating and Air, serving the Southern Maryland area since 1993.